Hello everyone, bringing you what will be a relatively short video today, but looking at some bits of Irish insignia, this included, some other bits and pieces which have arrived recently, which I thought would just make a nice little video just to run over some of the rank insignia and some of the Four Nation badges which have arrived, a couple of brassards as well, the one we've just looked at included, so we'll get into the main part of the video now and have a look at those.
So quite a colourful little collection here, rather nice insignia I have to say, this little collection of bits and pieces. At the top here we have two different versions of what at the time when these were used would have been the Eastern Brigade. We have an earlier example on the right here which is on a felt backing, if it'll come into focus there as you can see. So a yellow felt backing, this shield shape, with what I believe to be a spear point in the centre there. I'm happy to be corrected on that, but a red embroidered arrowhead or spear point in the centre there as you can see. And obviously we've got the backing material there, so typical felt backed insignia basically. And then slightly more modern example, though this is still relatively old, is this on a more of a drill material with a stitched edge, and then obviously again the embroidered sign in the centre there, backing material for that as well. Obviously removed from a uniform at some points. Need a little bit of tidying up before I use it again if I do attach it to something. So two different examples of the Eastern Brigade badge there at the top. Underneath those we have here this red shield. This badge certainly seems to have arrived in the 60s. You certainly see it in photographs around that time period. Used as something of a national identifier when Irish troops were sent off on foreign deployments with the UN. You do see this in use often on brassards like this. They're stitched in the centre there above the rank insignia, and used in a similar way as the Canadian 25th Brigade insignia. I think it's the 25th Brigade, which is a red shield with the maple leaf and Canada on it, to serve as a national identifier for deployments with the UN and so forth. Because obviously you're no longer wearing cap badge and so forth, they were wearing UN insignia in that regard. So something on the arm to show your national identity is desirable. You see the backing cloth there. So nice colourful badge that, obviously Ireland with the shamrock and the yellow outline and everything there. It's a lovely design. I'm very pleased to have one of those. And then we have some rank insignia down the bottom here. Now obviously we've talked about 3-star privates in previous videos, so you have here a 3-star private. It'll come into focus. There we go. The equivalent of a private first class obviously. And then this is a 2-star private, as you can see there. So the 2 stars next to each other. That's the two-star private insignia. And then recruits basically wear no insignia. So that's the 2-star private, and then you qualify as obviously private first class, 3-star private. So rank up in a similar way as happens in other militaries. And then we have the 2 brassards. This one here is particularly nice, with the pen pocket on the arm there. So no Velcro or anything, just a flap. Just a loose flap there, with obviously Eastern Brigade badge again on the flap there, and then sergeant's rank insignia stitched on there. But it has these little compartments for use as a pen pocket on the arm, which is a nice little feature. I don't know if these were sort of unit made or what, but it's certainly made of quite a heavyweight material, probably the same as combat uniform. I'm just trying to look at the weave here in a little bit more detail. It seems to be made of the same sort of sateen material as the 1960 pattern combat uniform, which of course was used by Ireland as well. But obviously three bars. This was standardised upon in the 60s. Prior to that, the Irish rank insignia had been a little bit odd for NCOs, but three with a three chevrons or wavy lines in this instance. I'm not quite sure how you describe this shape, but 3 is sergeant, as is typical for most armies out there. Straighten that up again. And then we have another brassard on the side here. This one is almost certainly unit made. We'll get into that in a minute. The rank badge is company sergeant, battery sergeant, or squadron sergeant, if I remember correctly on that. So you've got the 3 bars for sergeant and the device above here, which is essentially the same as the cap badge. As you can see there, it has the same design elements to it. Bring that up close there, but embroidered form. Very nice design of badge. I like Irish insignia. It's very colourful and it's distinctive, so I'll definitely like it from that point of view. The material this is made from is basically the same material, or it possibly even cut from the arm of a fawn shirt. So it's the same weave. I don't know if it'll focus on there. There we go. You can see very lightweight, but definitely the same materials the shirts are made of, or made from rather. And if we look at the back here, I believe this is almost certainly unit made, in that the piece of elastic at the back here is actually a piece of trouser brace, or suspenders in American terminology. So that would obviously be your trouser braces, and just cut a section of that to make the elastic loop at the back there that goes around the arm. So these are some bits and pieces, as I say, that have arrived relatively recently, and I just thought it would be worth making a little video looking at these. It's not particularly long video, not particularly in depth. As I say, this is a new area for me of collecting, so my knowledge on this is not particularly detailed, but obviously people are welcome to add in the comments details I may have missed or any corrections they want to add in there. But I thought this was a nice colourful little collection of insignia to have a quick look at, and as some of these bits and pieces have arrived recently, it just seemed an opportune moment to do so.
So as I said at the start, not a particularly long video there, just a quick run over some of these bits and pieces which have arrived, mainly as a job lot, so very pleased with that. I hope you found it interesting looking through those bits and pieces. If you have, and you'd like to see more from the channel, then please do consider subscribing if you haven't already. And whether you're newly subscribing or you've previously subscribed, please do make sure you hit the little bell, the little notification button down below, which will of course alert you when I upload future videos. If you really like my uploads and you'd like to support the channel, you can. There's both a Patreon and a PayPal link down below, and as ever, a massive thank you to everybody who supports the channel using those two methods. It really is very much appreciated. Thank you very much, everyone. If you'd like to follow the channel on social media, you can. There's Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, all linked down below. And if you'd like to make contact but you don't really use social media, there is of course an email address down there as well. But that's everything for this video, so until next time, bye for now.